Hey, everybody. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Nice to see everyone. Go ahead and hit that like button while you wait. Hello, Shani. Hey, Julia T. Wilted Lettuce. This live ought to be good again. Well, I hope so. I hope at least half of them are good. OG Brooke, good to see you. Daphne, good to see ya. Precious Chaos. And again, Mr. Eve, baby is asleep. Earlier, I went live covering, I don't know if you'd call it covering, but reviewing the Adam Montgomery trial for the murder of Harmony Montgomery. And I was really disappointed in how it went. It started off very, basically just waiting around, and things had to be done differently. We're not getting open arguments until Thursday or tomorrow. So it's just frustrating, but it's okay. Hi, Irish, twin thing. Good to see you. Jackie Jude, Precious Chaos. If I hadn't mentioned you, Rose Star, and everyone else. Hi, Liz. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Archangel, Cyber Ninja. And if you're watching, Julia, of course I have to say hi to Julia. If I missed you or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and hit that like button and let me know what you think in the comments. All right, baby Eve is dancing around. Yeah, he has been a doll lately. Absolute doll. Cutie is so cute. But unfortunately, putting your child's face out there can get a little squirrely on the YouTube streets. So we ain't going to do that. But trust me when I say he's handsome. That's for sure. He was actually speaking in the microphone earlier because I had given him a bath. I was putting out the broadcast for Adam Montgomery's trial. And as I was getting him, dressed and everything, he was being a little cutie patootie. Maybe he has the cutest laugh. Yeah, it was cute. Yeah. All right. So what are we going to talk about today? I saw someone was like, I want to know what Eve's theory is on Michael Vaughn's case. And so true. It's so true. So what is the theory that Eve has on the Michael Vaughn case? I don't have any one theory that I, am convicted on because, of course, this is an investigation. It's an active one. And we have no idea what the police know or has or doesn't have. So it's really hard to say. However, I go by what has been said, what has been changed, what quote unquote evidence, which we don't know of any, but what has happened over time, things of that nature. What I do know from police reports, what do I know with all of the things, all of the receipts that I could ever acquire, and then base that on my intuitive side, my intuition or my gut feeling of what these things mean. That's all I can do. And the only thing that I can really commit to is that because MJ was not on camera or seen on any camera that we are aware of at this point, someone or a group, one or the other, had to have taken Michael somewhere, right, for whatever reason. And there could be a multitude of reasons. At the end of the day, someone took him somewhere else that was not detected, or we would have seen them arrested already. And I think that it was a very intentional taking wherever he is. It was intentional. It was there was enough time to at least think of a process of the best way not to get caught, which means that it was someone very, very familiar with not only the area, because no one would abduct a child in an area that had one road in and one road out, in my opinion, unless you knew the farm roads well, which we know that there are farm roads. The farm road that leads out of Arizona, it goes behind a house in a shed and it spits out onto a road. So there's definitely different ways to get out of Dodge. But obviously, we don't know for 100% fact who that was and when that was. I do believe that the timeline is doo-doo. I've always said that, and I will stick to my story on that. You could say whatever you want. I don't think the timeline is worth anything. But we're not investigators. We are just people who are speculating and going off of what we know or think we know, I guess. But that's my theory, is that he definitely left some time that wasn't detected. And that's insane to me, that you can't, it's 2020. At the time, it was 2021. There were cameras that obviously saw people coming in and out of the neighborhood. There was CCTV catching the walking man, catching people going in and out of the neighborhood, such as the Dodge Avenger and the Honda Pilot. There are definite cameras, ring cameras in Hidden Meadows, which is the subdivision northwest of their house, if you're looking at it from an aerial view. He was taken. He was definitely taken somewhere, and it was not just a random thing. It was, I don't feel like it was a opportunistic crime, because you would have made mistakes. And again, ring camera would have at least directed them somewhere way before May of 2022 or April of 2022. So that's just my theory. Whatever happened, it is what it is. I don't know. Does that make sense? Now, oh, did I overload you? Well, I tend to do that. I overload myself all the time. All the time. So now you understand how it feels to be me in my brain. Hey, Nico. Mazakine, good to see you. So what is this new theory? All right. The new theory, I believe from a few creators, but specifically Purple Phoenix, aka Pigeon, who is my bestie. We are so close. That the new theory is that the taxi took MJ away. Somebody called, maybe Tyler, Bob, or whoever, and that they conspired together with the 4 suspects to get Michael out of there for whatever reason. We're not besties? Oh, I must have been mistaken. Hi, America True Crime. I apologize. I tend to misread the room, I guess. So anyway. So that was the theory that apparently I believe to be true. That is what I think. Well, I'm going to make some corrections here. I have no idea if that theory is holds water. I don't know if it does or not. So let's talk about it, since I'm already getting told that this is how I feel and think. So shoot, I might as well just go through the motions of the ocean here and go through that theory. Because, by the way, everyone is innocent until proven guilty by a court of law. This is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm using information that I will be providing later in this stream under the Fair Use Act. Alexander Plaza. Oh, yeah. Man, you're triggering my old sleuthin' stuff. Alexander Plaza in 2022, an officer had 4 counts involving kids in Fruitland, underage. This officer in Fruitland was having relations having relations with underage females, or was it males? Underage victims on company dime and on the clock, which is horrible. Ironically, family members are, involved in the search and rescue side of this. So it does give you pause sometimes. But you know what? That could be a completely separate and unrelated issue. There might be zero bias there. So I can't say that one way or the other. I'm just telling you what I know. So that's the new theory. So, okay. We know what has been provided by Stacey Wondra and Brandon Shurtleff, or on behalf of Adrian Lucian from the Applebee's at 447. And we have information from Stacey sent to me and Bad Bangs Crime Sleuthin. By the way, unfortunately, to your dismay, I have procreated and I do have kids. I know that was very disappointing for you to hear. I'm sorry. We do have some Preparation H on any of your local stores for that butt hurt. I don't know what to tell you, but let me know how that works out for you. So, how could they have conspired together, since this is the new theory, which is kind of wild? I didn't think that they conspired all together, but okay, let's just say they did, since that's the new theory. Where do we know where everyone was at? It's from what was said, not actual, police. So this is speculation. This is the only thing that we can do, right? Only thing that we can do. So I have the video of Stacey Wondra, sending me the screen recording that he had. He had sent a new one to Bad Bangs Crime Sleuthing for $50 from what I was told. I got it for free. So there's that. I also have some pictures to show you here in a little bit. But anyway, let's get back on track. He's at the A&W. So Stacey's at the A&W in Payette. They made a big stink about him saying Ontario because I don't think there is one in Ontario, Oregon, but people just get the towns wrong. They're right next to each other. I don't see a big deal. You have the location data sitting right there telling you where he was. Who gives a shit? It just goes to show that he thinks he knows things when he's speaking, and he really doesn't. That's why we go based on what we can prove. And so he's at the A&W at 3:37 and 3:45, getting out of the A&W onto the highway. So that's 3:37 to 3:45. He is roughly in pay at right next to the Albertsons where Randy Neal works. Now, from interviews that I have heard, a multitude of them, from my understanding, the call, I guess it was the lunch break, either lunch or just a regular break. I think it was lunch break, was around 4 o'clock. Okay. And the call logs that she had provided to the Twitter folks to show her call log details a long time ago was a 413 call to Tyler Vaughn to check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing. Now, what's very interesting is that somebody did overhear this, which is really crazy. And I'm not going to give the details because I'm not one of those types of people that call up randos that I don't know that may or may not be a witness in a active investigation. But I will say that this person had overheard the break conversation. And from my understanding, it was odd. But that's all I'll say. And so anywho, 413 was the call on the interview room in, I believe, February or March of 2022, Brandy states that, the kids were all in their phones, just checking in, see how everything's doing. And everything looked normal like any other day. He was on his, Michael was on his Nintendo Switch, right? And then, everybody was there. So seemed like everything was all right. Nothing strange. No one's plotting to do some nefarious stuff so far. We have Brandon sending LaWanda Westbrook the snapshot of Adrian being at the Applebee's in Nampa at 4:47 p.m. And I believe she came out with some information that was said that they had left that Applebee's in Nampa at around 5:13 or something like that. So after 5 o'clock, maybe they were chit-chatting, maybe. I don't know what. Maybe they had to wait for the to-go boxes. I don't know. So now the window, as we know and has been said many, many, many times, the window of abduction is between 6:40 and 7 p.m. The 911 call was at 7:21 p.m. Excuse me. So, that's a hell of a time, 20 minutes, especially, when you can't find your child. Every second feels like an eternity, I'm sure. Let me check in with chat, see if we have any questions. Please check that you're on all messages. Oh, great point. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Cracking asses, I see you now. Woo! And you know what? I even put your name as an exception to my, vulgarity rule where it filters it out and it still puts you in the corner. Magenta. Good to see you. I will read your question in just a second. Eve, can you clear up for the Yahoos that you're not withholding information on Michael's case? Did somebody say I was withholding information because I said I know something you don't know? Oh, man, what a reach. What a reach. No, I'm not. But thank you for reminding me to say that because it's true. Are you withholding messages from law enforcement? How could someone withhold messages from LE if they're not requesting them or they're not, whatever the case may be, and they don't know, or whoever it is does not know if they are probably, in my opinion, watching and reading and seeing everything in every conversation that's going on. So how could someone withhold something from someone who doesn't ask for it first? And how do they know that I'm not sending it in? Are we supposed to tell YouTube all? It's the reaching, it's because it's Eve. Listen, Eve is evil, right? I am here to mislead you and to put who I think is involved or whatever in the slammer, in the chokey, no evidence, reckless abandon. You know me. I think you need to go back to the corner with your dunce cap. You be nice. She's just kidding. She's just being sweet. Who was home with Buggy when Tyler was looking for Lil Man? From my understanding, that was older brother, who said again on a TikTok while searching late at night, last seen at 5. That's what I know. Are you conspiring with Stacy to put out lies about other creators? No, I think that's probably what's happening on the other side of the fences here. Meaning everyone else that covers this case, because I don't need to conspire to cover it, right? Just getting here, I should rewind. Probably. We're just recapping. Again, we're at the new theory. Someone, my bestie over there, Pigeon, states that someone called the taxi. This is what Eve thinks, by the way. Either parents or one person of the family or whatever has called the taxi to take Michael from who was there that day away. They all conspired together, and they know where Michael is. And I didn't say that, and I never did that. I never said that. But since it's already out there that that's how I feel and think, because you know me, I don't know nothing about how I feel or think. Everybody has to do it for me. YouTube knows best. Let's talk about it. So how did Michael Vaughn go undetected, allegedly, not seen on any CCTV footage or cameras that we know of? It's been said multiple times. As I played I believe it was December 2021 Kevin Miller Show radio broadcast, no one saw MJ. Neighbors, there are witness testimony from neighbors, I assume. We don't know what that is, who that is, where it was, how they saw, what they saw. So we really don't know. It's always based on someone else and what they've heard. There were 5 or 6 neighbors that saw him at one point, and then it dwindled down to just one across the street who saw Michael losing his flip-flop as he was walking west towards Washington Avenue. I believe it's Washington Avenue. So we don't really know what they see. But I can tell you what was said by one of the neighbors, which I think a lot of people are wanting that. And it's the one that came out and had a little airtime on KTVB at the very beginning. I can play that for you if you'd like, and the Facebook messages I can show, or the Facebook post that was said at the very beginning. Put a one in the chat if you would like to see that neighbor and how that all came to be. You just put a one in the chat, and I will do that. So 6:37 was allegedly when that neighbor saw MJ. Well, the neighbor actually didn't see. It was the husband. She was at work. He was going to the store. The 637 neighbor on the corner there of Southwest 8th and Arizona. 111. Okay. All right. We'll go over it because it is important. And the Facebook posts are interesting to me, how she wrote her posts. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge on that. You know me. I don't know anything. I suck. 6 up. Good to see you, Jersey. Abundance Create. 111. All right. Well, Chris, now that you bring it up, they're a long video, so she needs a snooze. So that's a lot of timestamps. So maybe we should make a little note. I am not a professional mapper of sorts, but I can definitely open a spreadsheet because I'm an accountant. That's what I do for a living. I can do that. I can do Word. I can whatever. So maybe we can just do the good old-fashioned notepad. I don't know. What do you think? Let's just do it old-fashioned. Let's get old school. One moment. I got a lot of notes, I think, that I wasn't aware of. All right. Notepad. Going back to 2000. Man, oh man. I mean, I already have this all written out, but let's just do it from scratch because you know me. I like to do things from scratch for my audience who's watching at this time because you might not watch me. So we have Stacy at A&W from 3:30 to 3:45. Let's do Stacy. Let's just get him out of the way. Stacy was seen at the splash pad at 1:30 per detective saying, "Look at you parking over here. What were you doing getting out and going over to the other side of the car? Were you abducting a child?" No, sir, I was trying to get my snuff that flew over to the other side of the vehicle. Okay. He can remember those things. Keep in mind, he can remember those things, but not the child that he saw. Okay. So there are things that he needs. There's some explaining to do, sir. How do you remember certain things and whatnot? How was the Wondras even brought into anything? Bring up how they were brought up. Okay. I will do that too. 37 likes, 113 in here. If you don't get that like button hit, I can't do much about it, but I'd appreciate it. You could even hit the down button. Just let me know how you feel. So Stacy at the A&W, 3:30 to 3:45. Splash pad at 1:30. From my understanding, he said that the timestamp was 6:48 on Southwest 8th in Arizona. Is that what I heard? And since I can't prove that, I hate putting it on here, but this is speculative. So we're going to put speculative. And the reason why I'm not speculating on the the A&W is because obviously, as we know, he sent that screen recording of the location details. But we don't have the 1:30. So we're just going to put speculation. We don't have to make this complicated. And I would like to mention that the recording that I got for free that Bad Bangs Crime Sleuthin' got for $50 has the same information that I did. So how about that? So can we trust everybody's information now because Bad Bangs has it, or what? Can we go ahead and agree that she was wrong? Okay, I agree. I agree. So, what else do we know? I highly doubt that this whole Ontario to Boise thing happened in the amount of time in between the splash pad at 1:30 to the A&W. So let's just go ahead and look at that, because you remember he said that he had a call at 11 from Sarah Wondra to come get this man and take him to the Boise airport from Ontario. So let's just see again, we'll do this again, how far it is to Boise, or from his house to Ontario to Boise. So we're going to do 1102 Red Wing. That's at 1:30. Then let's just say in the middle of Ontario. I don't know. Let's say he went to the police department and picked this person up. Why not? Then he went to the Boise airport, BOI, Mr. Eve, BOI, 1 hour and 5-minute drive. And then back to the over to the A&W at whatever time, 3:30 to 3:45. In Payette, which is again right across the street from the Albertsons. So that in drive time alone is 2 hours and 2 minutes. And that's if everything is going smoothly, I'm assuming. And no one needs to stop and pee on the side of the road. We check in with chat, see if we have any questions. What time did Bob leave and return? Went allegedly 3 o'clock, came back at 7:25, because that's when Detective Juanita was there talking to Tyler with Buggy on his hip. That was Bob's words on the interview room with Chris Vadena. I believe that was back in September of 2020, August or September of 2022, that interview was done. And we can go over those things so we can see it. You just let me know. Wait, I heard last night that it was a lie, Sleuthin' chick with the roll bangs. What was a lie? My information that she has as well? Well, she's dumb. And for the record, sausage perv, I'm entitled to my opinion, and I'll keep voicing it, and there's not anything you can do about it. And she says, Tyler, where's Michael? That is how you feel. It's your opinion, and I'm not going to bash anybody because I get it all. I get it all. And that's okay. I'll take it. Truth will prevail. I think lots of questions need to be answered. So on the website, it says Tyler was on phone with pizza, not online. Yep. I wonder if he took Envy with him then. Eve, they are saying the dogs brought Ellie to the Wandra's house. Maybe they did. Maybe the dogs were brought at a later time. KTVB7. It's right. They said he lied, no taxi run. Well, let's just say he did. Let's just say he did because it had been mentioned. I'm glad you are enjoying this. So 2 hours. He said he got the call at 11 o'clock from Sarah Wondra that there was a taxi, but she couldn't do it because she was busy in Nampa with the two boys she had, Brandon Shirtliff and Adrian Lucian. So let's just speculate and say that Sarah calls Stacy at 11. He was at the house. All right. So it could be earlier. We don't know. He's seen at the splash pad at 1:30. So how long does it take again? 2 hours, 11 to 12 to 1. So let's just say, he left at 11 and went, I'm a skedaddle right now. I ain't got nothing else to do. I've eaten my breakfast. We don't have TVs because Sarah gets crazy and says, we can't watch him anymore. It's the devil. So he goes, might as well. I'm hungry anyway. A&W sounding good later. Maybe I'll do that. So let's just say he leaves right then and there. Now, remember, he also went to Labor Dave's. He specifically mentions that he went to speak with his friend Labor Dave for about 25 to 30 minutes. So we got to add that in. So 2 hours and 30 minutes. So when would Stacy have to have left to meet back at the splash, to be seen at the splash pad at 1:30 with stopping to see Mr. Dave? 2 hours and 30 minutes. So 11 to 12 to 1:30. He would literally be coming into Southwest 8th Street, stopping at the splash pad. I mean, he'd have to be like coming back. Did we ever confirm if he was coming back? Well, we can't. He said that he was leaving home, right? From my understanding. So we don't really know if he was coming or going. All we know is that he said it was exactly 1:30, to me at least, 1:30 on the dot, that they have him on camera at the splash pad. So, I mean, he could, I guess he could technically have gone and done that taxi. We don't know if he did or not. So he goes to Ontario to Boise for taxi. Maybe. This one's very, I don't know yet. It could have been earlier. Maybe he left at 10. He thought that the sun went down at 6:30 that day. Absolutely not. It was 9 something. So he doesn't know. He doesn't know. But what we can do is go by the location data. All right. Anyone with information on MJ's disappearance is asked to contact Fruitland Police at findmichael@fruitland.org or Crime Stoppers at 208-343-COPS or 208-343-2677. Thank you. Yes. I'm going to pin that one. So that is very important. Very important. Because I do believe that people know exactly where and when and why and how. That's what I know. All right. I guess I could make this bigger for you. Sorry about that. Is that better? Oh, Lord Jesus, yes. I know I can't see worth a bleep, especially when I have allergies going on and my eyes get cloudy. So I guess he could potentially make it to there in 2.5 hours, just depending on when he actually left. I guess that's reasonable. Maybe he left at 9. I don't know. But at the latest, let's just say 11, okay? So then he was, what would that time be? 1:30. He goes home, hangs out, eats a snack, drinks a whole gallon of milk, watches his phone, does whatever, and then again, seen at the splash pad at 1:30. Then we see him at the A&W at 3:30 to 3:45. Now, could he have made it to Ontario and done the taxi ride here? I don't think so, because he was seen again at the A&W at 3:30 to 3:45. So either it didn't happen or it was before the 1:30 splash pad timestamp, because he was on video. So we don't know. They said that again he was at Southwest 8th in Arizona at 6:48 with Brandon Shirtliff. I just put Brandon and Sarah. Okay. They have, there was location data in Emmett. Was it Emmett? Close to Star, Idaho, where Sarah pees on the side of the road. At 9:56 p.m., which is highway like 16 and 44 meet, I believe, to do the tow. Right? They're coming back from the tow. Which I have already proven that they could technically do this. I do find it odd that they're doing it at night. It's dangerous to do with a strap, especially if it's snapped. That is questionable. I don't like it. I have actually done this before where I have helped my dad with a tow because the car was sitting at a place that was going to be towed to a yard where they charge you an arm and a leg to keep it overnight. So we had to get in and skedaddle. I have never feared for my life as much as I did that day. I never wanted, I haven't done it and never will do it again. It is scary because one little brake check, one little thing that goes wrong, and you're going to meet the back of the vehicle that's towing you. So you have to be very slow, very cautious, and it takes a while. You really need to know what you're doing, and I highly suggest not doing it at night. I was going to say relieves, but look, she peed, dude. Apparently she peed on the side of the road, So where's Adrian? We know we got to think about where's Adrian, who's at the house? Nobody from our understanding. So going back to the theory, how are we going to make this new theory that I allegedly never said I had, but I do? How are we going to conspire together between 911 Southwest 9th Street and 1102 Red Wing? Well, let me think about this. We need to talk about when the 911 call was placed. All right. So I'm going to put 911 called at 7:21 p.m. All right. How do they conspire? That would be around the time that sister is leaving, 6:48. I believe it was 649 to 650. So, but we'll just say 648 to 650. Older sister leaves to go to friend's house. Oops. All right. Pizza ordered. I can't spell worth a damn today, y'all. Excuse me. Pizza ordered at 6:40. It's on the timestamp. If you question it, you will be burned alive. Has Adrian been in trouble since MJ disappeared? Allegedly, from I guess the Tweezels were insinuating or maybe have knowledge from a comment made somewhere that somebody sent me. I don't care. That he has some trouble in Washington, D.C. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know. Is it important? What is the importance of it? Let's just say he did. Maybe that's the question I have for you, Miss Ma'am. Dark is around 9 p.m. that time of year. Yes. Let me go ahead and pull up that receipt real quick because it's important. So July 27, 2021. When did the sun set? I have it on a screenshot, but I done lost it. Here we go. That's London. I don't need London. I need Idaho. I don't care about London. I mean, I'd like to visit it, but I don't mean, yeah. Maybe this will help. 9:17 p.m. is when the sun set in Fruitland. Okay. 9:17. I don't know if that's extremely relevant, but I'm going to put it on here. Sunset at, I mean, maybe it is, at 9:17 p.m. All right. What else we got? What do I know about Adrian's whereabouts? Let's put him in here. We'll just go ahead and start rattling off some numbers. Adrian at Applebee's at 4:47 p.m. Let me pull up that receipt just to make sure that you know that I know. Wouldn't hurt. Doop, 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 doop. You know what's really funny? With
y'all motherfuckers.
Y'all motherfuckers. That was Adrian Lucian. Let me tell you. Sorry, I'm just being a goofy googly omo. Sorry about that. I am a goofy person from time to time. I think it's on one of my videos. I'm sure it is. I know it is. There's just so many screenshots. There it is. Woo, even a blow up picture. Dang. There it is, July 27th, 2021 at 4:47 p.m. Wondra had shared this on Twitter. Thanks, girl. And there he is. And I'm sorry to have to do this, Adrian, but you are a suspect in a missing child's case that I've been covering for over 2 years. I hope you could understand. Thank you. Let me look at the chat. Brandon said Adrian came back home with him and Sarah that day. That's right. Sure did. Stacy is saying, no way. He was staying at a hotel somewhere. I believe he said Boise or Nampa, which I don't think he really honestly knows. He didn't really want Adrian staying at the house because of his the inability to pay bills at that moment. They didn't need somebody else living there. Yes, thank you, Justice Jane. Did the sister see MJ when Tyler scared her? No. She did not. She had said that on Purple Phoenix's Live in July of 2022, and I believe another time that she did not see him. Let me see what Cracking says. And for you lurkers, come ask questions instead of firing up a live and talking crap about Eve. That would be great. We can have conversations without getting sideways. I agree. Thank you for saying that. What time did older sister pass by splash pad camera that day walking from band? Depending on who you hear it from, it does change. I've heard. Let me tell you the times that I have heard from the earliest to the latest. Okay, this is from ex stepmother. This is from Brandy Neal herself. This is from friend of ex stepmother and memory from the person who recorded and did the timelines. 3:45, 3:48, 4:13, and 4:48. And I might be missing one, but let's just say anywhere from 3:45 to 4:45, because I don't know. I don't know for a fact. So that is something to put on here. For sure. Sister or older sister. Did I already put that on here? Nope, I didn't. Older sister walks through park or splash. It's a park at 3:45 through 4. I'm going to say 4:30. Okay. Give or take. Okay. Yeah, give or take. Again, Adrian at the Applebee's at 4:47 in Nampa. I'm going to have to put Tyler orders pizza at 6:40. Okay, let's think about this. What am I missing? I'm missing a lot. What happened before 3? Oh, Bob leaves at 3. That's what we need to put on here. G. Paul leaves at 3 p.m. G. Paul arrives at 7:25 p.m. The last time that Tyler actually saw MJ, from his words, last sees MJ at around 6:30 is from what my understanding, because it took 10 to 15 minutes to go back to the back bedroom and get the baby up, change the diaper, order pizza, go out and smoke a cigarette, wherever that is. So 6:30 sounds about right. 10 to 15 minutes. Pizza with veggies. We don't discuss. No. Same. When was the last time grandfather saw? I'm assuming it was before he left, but I don't know. I don't think that was ever really expressed in the Chris Madonna room. I'm not sure. But when we asked, or not we, I wasn't there, but when it was asked on the spaces if Brandy could give an exact time when Bob left and what happened that day, sometime in the afternoon. That was it. That was the only question, because listen, it does happen. Some people don't pay attention to time. Candace Bly doesn't. She's not a time person. That's what she said. Don't come at me. I'm just repeating that. That's what I know. Some people just don't pay attention. So, what else do we know, y'all? I'm going to put this here, that older brother TikTok See, we're trying to get this new theory that I allegedly have, how they all conspired together to do this. Older brother TikTok states that he states last seen at 5. Okay. So, do you see how hard it is for the timeline to be even like remotely thought out? What happened? What do we got? Where are we going? What are we doing? Eve Stacy said drop the link to who? Oh, it's me, Stacy? Oh. Who said something? I sincerely want to know. Drop the link. Well, I don't have a link, but I can. I can make one. You're just gonna have to give me a second, and I will have music on. Okay. But Mr. Eats, tell me who you're talking about. Oh, about the J name. Did the neighbor see him? We'll get into that. Okay, give me just a second, y'all. I'm going to put my music on. Stacy wants a link. One moment. I'm back. Sorry about that. Thank you for the wait. So Stacy called and I said, I'm doing a live. We got to get through this. So why don't we do a members only live? Because I would like for people to first of all, not come in and hate on my chat because it's been a problem in the past. And we have sincere questions that have been being worked on from people that actually care. So that's what we're going to do. You could think whatever you want about my decision on that, but I think it's fair because I don't want to be distracted by haters. MJ deserves better than that, and that's what we're going to do. So that's going to come up here in a few hours. Just look out for that. And that's that. I will, of course, summarize it later, maybe tomorrow or the next day, just depending on the information and the questions. But let's continue with what I had planned, because we do need to get this kind of together. So what else are we missing? What else are we missing, y'all? If you've been following this case, you know there's something. You are sincere America True Crime. You do amazing work. I will say that. And I appreciate you being here. I'm really glad that you're in the chat. I remember Randy talking about waking up or breakfast with the kids at 11 a.m. So, thank you for reminding me. We need to put in what happened that morning at 9/11 Southwest 9th. So Brandy takes older sister to, we're going to call it camp, okay? It's color guard, but sister to camp at high school, at the school at 7:25 to 7:35 a.m., something like that. I believe that was said in multiple places. Crime Lines and Lies, Purple Phoenix. Anyway, I believe that I think it started at 7:30 because it was hot. It was hot that day, 103 plus degrees. So the earlier the better, right? I think they adjusted the times like a little bit to compensate for that. And I do have the screenshot somewhere, but I didn't get it today. So B takes older sister to camp. At 7:25 to 7:35. Goes to work. Brandy goes to work at 12 because her shift started at 12:15 p.m. All right. What else we got? Earlier that morning, it was so hot that day, but they made her walk home from camp. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe she wanted to. I don't know. It wasn't too far away. I know that, but I would probably get a ride for sure. I heard she picks around for worms in her front yard every morning. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Yeah. I mean, some people can hang in that kind of heat. Daphne, please dance at your own risk. Channel holder is not responsible for falls, right? All right. What are we missing? There's got to be something. Got to be something. So Adrian and Brandon and Sarah are at Nampa. The exact times are really kind of weird because he says it was in the afternoonish. Well, if Sarah's calling, hold on. If Sarah is calling Stacy at 11 a.m., she's already in Nampa, because that's what Stacey says. Now, Stacey, maybe he's wrong on the times, but we're going to say that at around 11, at least she was either on the way or there in Nampa. So let's just assume Sarah, Adrian, and Brandon are in Nampa from 11 a.m. or around that time. Let's just say that. Okay. So what happened in between 1:30? So a good question is what happened between 1:30 and 3:30, Stacey Wondra? That is a question that I would like to know. I'm going to write it down because I'm old school. I really am. I like literally check off things or scratch them out. It's just how I am. So what the hell were you doing between 1:30 and 3? Was that the it's very unlikely to me that it was the taxi ride, but it could have been. Maybe there was another taxi ride that left your mind. So what was also going on between 1:30 and 3 at 911 Southwest 9th Street? I would assume in and out all day, playing this and that and the other. You know, what did they have for lunch? Did they make anything for lunch? Did the older brother have something? What did Michael eat? Did he eat anything? What did he have something for lunch? What was he doing? Eve, can you ask Stacey my question above? Julia. Yeah, put your questions in the comments for the members only live for the interview with Stacey. Well, Taletta says BN goes to work, then Grandpa leaves a few hours later and probably did Yes, please, Tara, good to see you. If somebody could put the membership links. OG, Brooks said, I got you, fam. Are you considered a hater? Why are you hating? Don't hate. Memberships, iPhone link, please. We got you, fam. It's coming. I'm going to pin it for now, if I can. Why is it not pinning? Boo. Maybe I can do it this way. Live chat. All right. I tried and it failed. I don't know what's going on with my live chat, but it's in the chat. I understood. No. I'm not hating on you. It's a touchy subject. You know, if anything that comes from this channel, it gets back. And so. Perfect. All right. What are we missing, guys? So from 3:45 on to, let's say, 6:48, when the timestamp is alleged, seeing Brandon, Sarah, and Stacey on camera, I would like to show you what the vehicle that they were in, if that's okay. So everybody was like, well, what does the GMC look like? Well, I wasn't going to share this, but somebody said that they would really appreciate it if they could see like the vehicle model type, which I don't know if it's still in custody with the police. I don't know. Stacey said he doesn't know, but I will show ya. I got to block out the license plate. 1 second. What up, Kraken? Got it. Where you be, Kraken? There you are. It won't let me. It will not. I don't know what's going on. Let me refresh. I got caught up and then the man called. Don't they always know the perfect time to call? I don't know yet. I don't know yet, Julia, but I will let you know. Right. One second, guys. Sorry. Yes. Yes. The other, yes. Brady's, yes. What time does Tyler call Brady to let her know about MJ? 7. Oh, hold on. I better get this right. 7:04, 7:05. It's one of them's. It's one of them's. One thing at a time, my loves. I will answer your questions, but give me just a second. I'm going to show you the video, blah, 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 the photo of the GMC pickup. No, it's not the best picture, but that's the color of it. This is what it looks like. Three to 3:45. Where's MJ? Right. Apparently in and out of the house, playing on the Switch, in the shed, playing with the monster trucks, I assume, is from what I remember Tyler saying on the Chris Madonna interview. Hey, J. Marie. Good to see you. Put in phone calls in LE 6:40 to 7 p.m. Yeah. I will do. Excuse me. All right. So we don't know exactly where Adrian is at this point in time. We just know, I always thought, from my understanding, that he stayed with them, like his family, or went and did his own thing. So that's very strange to me. That, welcome in. Thank you for becoming a member. I was always under the impression that he was elsewhere, like he didn't come back. Now, I know Brandon said that. Excuse me, but I don't know if he was mistaken or didn't know or whatever. Because apparently he had come back to the house when they picked him up, and then they don't know what happened to him after that when they went to tow. He could have came back and left and somebody picked him up, a friend maybe. That would be a great question. If Adrian ever decided to speak, did somebody pick you up? Did you go back to the house? Where were you? What did you do? What do you remember? But I don't think we're going to get that. Sorry, I had a coughing fit. So let me think of some times. What else are we missing that we can really speculate on, for everybody to be conspiring with each other, right? Because that's what I am being told that I feel and think. So let me think. There was a 911 call hang up. An address was redacted earlier that day in the morning. That was denied at the time. I don't know if it's still unable to get. I don't know if we can get it or not, but I do know that there was a 7 a.m. 911 call hang up. There was a dispute earlier in the wee hours of the morning. I believe that might have been something to do in Ontario. But either way, the day before is going to be the next slide, because that is, in my opinion, an extremely important time. There were a lot of suspicious circumstances. Some of them were I have already rolled out with the help of others. from my understanding, but that's only based on the timeline that we have of 6:40 to 7. Now, if the timeline was actually more sus or changed or is different, then that means it could be. But we'll get into that another day. Mr. Eve. Mr. Eve, thank you. Welcome to the evening crew. Much love to you. Thank you for doing that. All right. So what else? So I'm assuming oh, I'm sorry. I remember something. From a space, I can't remember which one, or maybe an interview, around 4:30 after Brandy calls in to check on everybody, he goes into the room, his room, to play on whatever he's playing. I don't know if it's like PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, but he goes into his room at 4:30. I do remember hearing that. That is, again, speculation, but we're going to put that in here. I will let you know when I find that, where to look for it. It's some of the spaces are unavailable. I can't find it. Other people that hosted it, they don't have it. So I don't know where to go or what to do about that. But so older brother plays in his room at around 4:30, from what my understanding was. All right. What else we got? How are they going to conspire while they're all doing their own things that day? The only questions that I have so far are in between 1:30 and 3:30. Where is Stacy? What is he doing? What's going on? Right? How can he prove where he was, when he was, and what was he doing? That's going to be important. So the white Honda Pilot was seen coming into the neighborhood and also or leaving the neighborhood at 6:47, coming back into the neighborhood at a later date, or a later time, not a later date, the same night, different date. So let's put that in here because that's obviously important. White Honda Pilot leaves neighborhood on Southwest 8th at 6:47 p.m. Was it the Dodge Avenger that also left? Let's look. Let's go back to the good old days. And let's pull up the original article. Missing Michael Vaughn vehicles. Hi, Karen. Hey, Kim in Colorado. It's in the 1 year press release.
Oh, what's up? You watching the game?
I am not. We are covering Michael's case. Jamie Fox. So rude. No, I'm glad he's doing better. He had a health scare, I think, for the past year. I think he's doing better. It looks good. My mind is always churning and I'm always confused about all this stuff. I just want these babies home. Nico, right. I agree. I agree. So we're going to hold. I just wanted this to load for us. All right. Let me scroll on down here. Where is 6:47? All right. Police have yet to identify the driver of the white Honda Pilot seen leaving the area of Southwest 8th Street at around 6:47. Here it is. The 1 year, right? They believe the person is a resident of the area and they would like to speak with them for more information. Due to the public interest in the case reaching out, it has led people to be throwing out extreme theories. Well, that's why we are transparent in your community. That's why I always say that. Be transparent with your folks. So the white Honda Pilot is seen coming back into the neighborhood as well as the Blue Avenger. I don't know what time the Blue Avenger came in, but I do know that after 8 o'clock, the white Honda Pilot comes back into the neighborhood. It is on one of the different articles. It's not on this one in particular. But I believe it's 8. I want to say it's 8:24 or 8:42. I'll have to look again. It's been a minute. I haven't had to talk about this damn Honda Pilot in a while. They don't know who the driver is, by the way. So we're going to say that it comes back into the neighborhood after, police were already called. So what really matters is that it came in, or out of the neighborhood, at 6:47. So the blue Dodge Avenger turns right onto Whitley. All right. What else? So much information. I paid my dues. All right. I'm going to look in chat, see what else we got. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. I know this is basic, but we don't have to complicate things. We don't have to complicate it. We will make it complicated here in a little bit on the next live when we actually go through and dig through all of this stuff. That's why the members only live will be great, because we don't have distractions. It could be honest and open questions and answers from Stacy. What else we got? I don't think anybody has any questions that I can see. What was the 413 phone call? Can it be put in a speculation? Well, let me pull up the call logs. I do have a copy of them because of they had already been sent by the person that recorded. They're out there, man. They're out there. I've always been interested in why Jeff Trees was called, but well, that's another thing. One moment. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, so 7:05 p.m. Yep, that was the time that the the call was placed rather at 7:05 p.m. to Tyler, and they got off the phone at 7:14 or 7:16, excuse me. So 9 minutes. So let me put that in here. So Tyler calls at 7:05. And they were on the phone the entire time until 7:16. She states that she was with a customer, so he was on hold for a second. while they were talking. I think that we're at a good stopping point for now. There is a lot, y'all. There's a lot. There's other stuff that I know and other people know that have been said a few times. The neighbors are going to be the next thing. Okay. If you have a question that you think is really, really important that you would like for me to ask Stacy on the members only live Q&A, actually email me because it's going to be probably in an hour and a half or so. So there's plenty of time to email me. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's evptalk@gmail.com. I just put it in the chat. Yeah, a lot to prepare. Yes. Eve, can you ask Stacy if Sarah wanted a child or not, please? It's been asked so many times. Honestly, is he in the chat? Oh, that's been answered, but I will say, from my understanding, that's the whole Brandon and her deal. I did find something that I wanted to show you guys about, and I hate to do this, and I don't mean any disrespect at all. Please tell me, Stacey's in the chat right now. I don't mean any disrespect with this in particular thing that I'm about to post. Should I? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Sarah in 2020 had posted a screenshot posted something on the Bark app. It's like an app that kind of monitors your kids' social media activity and stuff and all of that, like Instagram and, how much time a child is, on it and what they're doing and who's messaging them, all that stuff. Okay. Now, what she had said to this Bark, on this Bark Facebook post was that she wishes that her daughter, her actual daughter, she does have one, would have used this because Instagram has ruined her life, her daughter's life. I don't know the ins and outs or whatever about that, but it seems to me that there was some predatory behavior that was going on that she was afraid of or that she was scared of. And so that she was actually like, I wish we would have had that or that she would have been monitored through this app, the Bark app, because there was a lot of drama going on with that. Does that make sense? He said he did not, but Sarah did want a child, right? Did the Honda park in front of the same house when they returned? I have no idea. No idea. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. This is a good start, right? I have been waiting to do this live where there's more than 20 people for 2 years, y'all. 2 years I've been waiting to do this, but it seemed like every time I did it, the hate train happens and the actual real bashing happens, and nobody was listening anyway. So I'm really, really thankful and glad that you guys are here. Again, I will be having a members only live with an interview with Stacy to get, questions out of the way in a calm environment where it's not being bombarded by hate trolls. If you have questions, again, email me at eveptalk@gmail.com. All right, guys. Thank you again for being here. Much love to you. I will see you on the flip side. If I don't see you in the members only live, I will see you on the next live. Goodbye now.
She works hard for the money. So hard for the money. I work hard for the money, so you better treat me right.